My name is Imran Indris, and this is how I got over an 8-month relationship that officially ended about a month ago or so. So basically, this all started about maybe 8 months ago, and frankly, or 9 months ago, because it's been a month since we broken up. Basically, we met each other, and then, I started developing feelings for her, and then, she started like, I've started to notice this about women is that when you are with the girl and you start showing like sign that you really want to be with her, etc., it kind of icks her. And I learned that after, so I just kind of fully detached from being with like talking to her and everything, and I started talking to her less and less and less, and then eventually she started like trying to fill in that energy that I left, even though I didn't realize it at the time, but I was actually like I was fully in business mode and everything at the time, so I was like, you know what, just fuck her and just focus on your mission and everything. And honestly, that was a pretty good idea. And then until she started DMing me more and more and more, and I was like, oh, okay, so she's now interested. So a rule that you guys should know: if you want to attract a girl, you can, even though it's a bit manipulative, but I don't really believe in that because it's a dog eat dog world. But frankly, if you want to attract a girl, the best way is to show a lot of attention and then just pull away. And then if that energy comes back from her that you pulled away, that means she's interested, and you can start giving your energy more and more back. So you're just kind of like seeing if she actually cares, which is not really manipulative in a sense, but how I explain it, it is. Anyway, we start to talk a lot more, start calling and everything, and eventually we're like hanging out and stuff. And all goes smooth sailing for most of the 7 months that we were together until the last month, which was the fact that it just started kind of getting stale. She started taking messages longer to reply, and just being less enthusiastic. And there comes a point in every man's life that every man can sympathize with another is when a girl starts pulling away and you don't really know what to do. Now, frankly, this was around 3 months ago when this started to happen, and ultimately, I didn't really care, to be completely honest with you, because I already gotten everything that I um not in that sort of sense, but like I already knew what the relationship was like, and if it was to end, it was to end. But I was also grinding on business, and if you truly are a hustler, you would know that if you really care about a certain craft, let's say you're a soccer player, or you're a footballer, or a soccer player, or a football player, or you're a business owner, or a gymnast, or a gym going someone who goes to the gym and works out, you really are just focused on the grind. Because there's a quote that I heard from, um, I forgot where I heard this from, but frankly, if you focus your whole energy onto a girl and start leaving your craft and what you hustle for, what you got you there, and just push it aside, craft, but you can also lose the girl because girls are interested in people who have a goal, some motivation, someone who has a desire to achieve something in this world. And really, it's all about the fact that you need to take time in realizing what your true standing is in your relationship. If are you truly chasing the person? Because first of all, girls don't really, even though girls say they do, girls don't really find it attractive when you chase them, bro. What are you doing? Just focus on your craft and focus on what you want to do in life. Because girls are really attracted to that when you have that sort of larger than life purpose and presence that you sort of entail within yourself. Anyway, to get back straight to the point, she started pulling away a lot more, and it became harder and harder to like consistently contact her because I had business. And I was like to myself, let me try the same tactics that I used in the past, which was, you know, not reply, because frankly, it was not as if I thought of this maliciously, but more the fact that I also had to focus on my life. I was cranking 8, 9, 10 hour days as a as a junior in high school, and so I had to also focus on myself, and eventually it just started getting stale, and then I was like, you know what, just ended also. I just kind of just ended the whole thing and then just said, hey, I don't think it's gonna work, blah 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 blah. The usual story of everything. Now that might surprise you because you think, oh, why is this title How to Get Over a Breakup? Well, here's why. Because I've noticed that over these past few weeks, it's just been slowly starting to dawn over me the fact that there's no one really that, I can consistently talk to, which is, it's not like, not in a depressing way, more like someone who's like, because every human needs interaction every once in a while, and frankly, it's just kind of boring to just be alone and just work. And I'm afraid to get back into the relationship point because I want to also give my dedication to the girl a lot more than what I was doing to the one that I was with my ex, which I can't say name obviously because, you know, for privacy reasons. But frankly, it's all about what you can do for them. All in all, I've just been at this sort of halfway line where I can't decide whether I want to get back into the dating scene. I'm always thinking, should I get back to it when I'm 18? Because when you're 18, you have money, you can do whatever you want. You're not under parent jurisdiction or whatever, and you're pretty much free, right? And you can take her on dates or, you're living your own life. But I'm also saying you're also kind of lonely, and you want someone, who you can talk to, who you can text after a long day working at your agency, what do you need to do, you know? And really, the final point that I realized is you don't really, you can't force someone to love you, but what you can do is realize what makes you at peace. And I think for the extended period of time, I think I'm just gonna lay off relationships and everything just to focus on the grind because I want to build something not just for myself, but rather for my future family because I really want to take dating seriously. I don't want to be one of those guys who's 35 and I'm not saying any names, but I think you know who I'm talking about. And they're basically 35 and they're hanging out with a lot of women and, doing a lot of stuff with them and that's not really the type of life that I want to live. And I've been convinced by tried at least I've been attempted to be convinced by a lot of other people think, "Oh yeah, but that's like cool and everything." It really isn't. Like everyone's allowed to live their own sort of life and whatever life that you want to live isn't worse or better than any other person. I'm not saying if you're fat, you're on the same level as someone who works out religiously, but I'm saying that if you want to live the type of life of, being around a lot of women and just instead of having like a one wife, that's fine. That's your life. Just own up to it. Don't I hate the people that say they do something and then but then they're just like they hide everything that they're doing because they feel shame about it as if it's something that's worse than the other thing. Every single scenario has upsides and downsides, but the difference is the fact that you need to own up to what you do and be confident in what you do. So all I'm gonna say is I don't know for the time being, but for now I just want to lay off relationships and everything of that sort. So the best way I can say for everyone who's watching to get back and how to get over a breakup is frankly focus on what makes you better in the future. And because once you think about a global perspective, then you start to understand how small you truly are and how you really want to help others, no matter who you are. And stop thinking in the oh yeah, it's easy for you to say you have an agency or you have a business or you're making money, people look up to you. And all I can say to that is like don't think of me as some sort of like prophet or whatever, or like some sort of like highly intelligent guy. I'm just some normal guy who just happens to work extremely hard. I believe that working hard is more important than being smart. All I'm gonna say. So basically, the next time that you say to yourself, "Oh yeah, one day I'll do it," no, 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 forget about that one day stuff. Just focus on day one, which is today. Just start today. No, it doesn't matter if you're into soccer or whatever or football. Try learning something for the like. Go on YouTube and learn how to do a skill move or something if it's your first day. Or if you're a basketball player, do the exact same thing. Or if you're an agency owner like me, learn how to learn what outreaching means. Learn how to network, which is a video that I'll make out learning how to network with millionaires because I'm currently doing that. and that'll be a video that'll be coming out within a few weeks. Focus on the grind. Much love coming from me. If this video helped you at all or anything related to your journey, make sure to subscribe. And frankly, I don't really try to do that sort of promotion thing, but I work hard on these videos and I hope you guys enjoyed up to this point. Bye for now. And as I always say, walk as if your ancestors are watching, and I'll see you next time.